There might be just 1 minute to make a decision. 60 seconds. That's how long the shell of the S-300 system flies, the one that Russians are currently actively using to attack ground targets. Residents who remain in frontline cities have only a few seconds to find shelter after the alert is announced. That is why it is important that shelters are as close as possible to the places where people are most often gather, for example, at bus stops. So the small warehouses are the best to be placed in the most necessary places that are an important element of civil defense. Yes, of course I used it, but thank God it was not for its intended purpose. Yes, we went in and looked, and as I saw, it will really withstand the blows that fell on our city. It will help a lot, and I think it should be placed more near houses, at bus stops, where there are mostly a large crowd of people. In such shelters, you can wait out an air raid or shelling in case if there is no possibility to get into full-fledged shelter. The first such stop was set up in Kharkiv in the summer of 2022 after the Russian multiple launch rocket system attacked Saltovka. While waiting for public transport, 3 people died, among them was a teenager. The cost of one such shelter is from $10,000 to $20,000. They are equipped with seating, cameras that show whether the necessary transport has arrived, a button to call emergency services. It is not so easy for them to collect donations, so the American volunteers took initiative to collect money to protect Ukrainians.
Honestly, you have to describe the situation for them. They have absolutely no idea where Kharkiv is. They have really no idea that it's really close to the Russian border. They don't understand how many artillery strikes happen each day. They don't understand the bombardments, the air raids that the Russians do, and the damage that Russian actually caused to Ukrainian cities. Honestly, if you put to perspective for Americans how hard it is to live there and how hard it is to get to safety when an air raid siren does come on, and I feel like usually Americans understand it when they see videos.
Storage facilities have already been delivered to Kharkiv, and the city's residents have used them many times.
This is very necessary because of this. I call them humanoids. They are not people, whatever you can accept from them.
When there is an air raid, there is also somewhere to hide, but we are constantly leaving home now. We are out of home because here we have no shops, nothing like this, so we will use it, of course, and I think that it is very necessary for us now.
Kharkiv stops were previously tested at the shooting range, exploding shells at various distances from the structures and even inside. Such stops give a person a chance to survive in the case of shelling, experts say, but no dual-use object can withstand a direct missile strike. At the same time, the stop will be able to withstand the shockwave of almost any of the shells. For the most part, these cities are most exposed to various kinds of rocket attacks, shelling, and Shahed drones can fly somewhere else. Nikopol and Zaporizhia at artillery hits, and there's a big difference between protecting people in this kind of shelter from missile attacks and from artillery. In the case of artillery, the probability of protection is quite large. From a direct missile, of course not. Such shelters are made according to the Israeli model. The stop weighs more than 70 tons. Thanks to the ventilation system, several dozens people can be inside at the same time. Exit and entrance with a special lock, so the structure does not become a death trap. Over the past 10 years, thousands of such stops have been set in southern Israel. They have already saved many lives. The amount of cases that hit the target, I mean exactly what concerns people's lives. People's health are with missile or other strikes. These are from shrapnel wounds. These shelters provide 100% splinter protection. Nowadays, in order to help those who are in need, it is not necessary to look for charitable funds and help Ukrainians. You can find the fund simply on a Facebook, a social network that you use almost every day.
As of now, we're running from Facebook fundraisers, and I could send a link to see where you can donate. It's a simple website. It tells a lot about our project in great detail, where your money is going to really go to, how it's going to be spent, the whole process, how the money is going to be, impacting lives.
On our website, usukrainianactivist.org, you have to click donate, and then you will be directed to the page where you can find the section for this important fundraiser for bus stop bomb shelters.
However, the most important thing is that such stops can be installed not only near bus stops, but also in parks, near playgrounds, in public places, wherever there may be a crowd of people who can die in 1 second due to a rocket launched by Russian criminals.
The shelters are constructed locally because transporting them from elsewhere would drastically increase the cost of their transportation. Constructing them locally also supports Kharkiv's economy and creates jobs for workers in the area, which is very important for Ukraine at these tragic times.